From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening here on Evenings LA this Friday night. As your fourth stimulus check of 2021 heats up, the Democrats still want you to have a monthly stimulus check. We'll be going over all the details of why it's all incredible great news. Finally, the progressive policies of stimulus checks are protected away from anything else. And I'll show you how it's all great. Then we cut to fish stimulus that gives you another stimulus checks and raise your benefits up a lifetime. And why the breaking news out of the Labor Department today signals that everything Jay Powell said was right. Inflation is going to go through the roof later this year, which means your benefits are going to go sky high. It's incredible great news. Plus a fish stimulus check. Then in the middle of the video, we get thousands of dollars. Viewers are killing it. You're killing it. Viewers this week have gotten $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. It's your opportunity to get the money as well. It's a big evening across the board. The casino is opening up. The door is letting them in. The sirloin front door is now ajar, and everyone's ready. Let's get to the details, starting right now, right this evening, on Evenings LALATE. The weekend. Congratulations. Finally in the weekend. Ready to crush the weekend? Hope the weather is good where you are this Friday evening. It was warmer. It got warmer today in LA. And super, super sunny, but not too hot. I'm perfectly fine so long as it doesn't go a little bit hotter. How is the weather where you are? And tell me where you're tuning in from. Jump in the live chat right now. In this fourth stimulus check updated 2021, we'll have three parts. The first part, we'll be going over that monthly stimulus check that the Democrats want you to have. In the second part, we'll be going over the breaking news that happened in the last 24 hours and why it's incredible, wonderful news, as the president has separated forced stimulus and all the wonderful progressive policies that you and he wants, separate from everything else that you don't really care about, nor do I. And then we got to, in the third part, to the voting process, which I'll explain for you with new graphics you're going to see tonight. Then we also go over this stimulus, which raises your benefits up a lifetime, and also has another stimulus check. And then we go over the big money that viewers continue to get. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial channel in America. Breaking news live across the board in the morning and breaking news in the evenings taped. Coming up right after this video is Overnight's Crypto Live. So stay with this video. It'll automatically take you there in 7 seconds. I will be in the live chat and I look forward to seeing you. You don't have to do anything. Just lift your hands and do nothing. Like your legislators. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. And that's coming up right after this video. But subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. I want you to subscribe to this channel right away. And like this video. Every like delivers you some yo play. Yo play. I play, you play. And consider becoming a member. Let's get into that monthly stimulus check. From the House bill and the Senate proposal. Jalapal is really becoming the focal point of the Democratic Party with so many wins and so much consideration. I really do think she may be the replacement for Nancy Pelosi when Nancy retires. The House bill provides a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year as authored by Jalapal. The Senate proposal provides a stimulus check from July to December. The House bill from Jalapal provides $1,000 a month after the first month of 2000. The Senate amount is unknown monthly, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. Now that is deliciousness. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. If you're on the live chat right now, vote House or Senate in just a second. But first, let's go back to something that may get modified from Jalapal's bill. It is this, pandemic plus 1 year. Well, the legislators may contend the pandemic is over. If they do, then that will result in 12 checks over 1 year, which is $13,000 from Jalapal over 1 year. Compare that to this from the senators. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now and vote House or Senate. House or Senate. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Who gets that forced stimulus check? Democrats still want you to have that forced stimulus check. Same as if you got a third stimulus check. Single individual, they want you to have a fourth stimulus check, 75,000 or less. Married couple, Democrats still want you to have a fourth stimulus check, double it if you make less than 150,000. In a family of four, the Democrats still want you to have a fourth stimulus check, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, the Democrats still want you to have a fourth stimulus check, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. Wow, wonderful, great news. The fourth stimulus check is not income, so it's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. It comes on a monthly basis. It is not waivable, so it cannot waive to you. So if you're in the line for the VIP entrance at the casino tonight and you see the check, say, "Hey, check, how are you? I haven't seen you here in a while." And then the check don't wave back. Say, "Don't try to cut in front of me in the casino line. I'll trip you with my Cadillac." Don't go there. It's just not worth the time. It's not a rude check. It's just busy. It's just getting busy in the casino. So don't get, yeah. Fourth stimulus check would come in the month of July for the month of July. And in the month of August for the month of August, just in time to go back to the casino again. And the fourth stimulus check would not go any later than July 4th for a vote Chuck Schumer represents. So away we go. In the second part of our fourth stimulus check update, we'll be going over what the president did yesterday and why it's all wonderful news for you. In fact, it didn't move anything for you, but it actually protects all the progressive policies that include your stimulus check. I'll explain to you why yesterday was great. And then the third part of this video, we'll be going over the voting times and the routing times for your check as well. But first, here's a preview of the second half of this video. It's Fifth Stimulus, and Fifth Stimulus got some great news today, but I think I could just press record, a replay, because I think you know what I'm about to say. New labor numbers out, and they were not good, and it shows inflation's going higher. So it's sort of like a recurring theme. Yeah, every single thing is absolutely exactly what Jay Powell said. He knows his business. And this will raise your benefits up a lot. And I'll tell you why Jay Powell, once again, was correct. You're head of the Federal Reserve and why there's a fifth stimulus check. Wonderful. But first, let's get some money. Let's get some money. I don't have my pen here, so I will have to use, oh, no, here it is. I do have my pen. So get a pen and paper ready, because if I didn't have a pen, what would I use? Oh, a Crayola crown. And you took all my purple Crayolas. You know you did that. So get a pen and paper ready, because I'm going to get you a lot of money in this video. I get people a lot of money. And boy, if you've been tuning in this week, you've seen the big success stories. One viewer got $12,000 for rent. Another got $10,000 for rent. One viewer got $6,000, $6,000 to $7,000 for SNAP 2 days ago, to 1 week ago. And last week, another viewer got $5,000. Where are these big numbers coming? They're coming from this channel. That's what I do. On day one, I got people $25 million of EIDL loans to save their businesses and their homes through this pandemic, and their employees' homes as well. But in fall of 2020, it was much like now. We were waiting for second stimulus to pass. Just like now, how we're waiting for fourth stimulus to pass, I said, let's get you money. And I got viewers a lot of money then. $250,000, $15,000 for Tyrone and others, a family of four in Boston. Now it's your opportunity to get that money today as well. So get that pen and paper ready. And we're going to go over rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and mortgage utilities. You're going to reach out to different places that have different eligibility. And if one says no, reach out to the next, because they all have different eligibility criteria. They also have their own pots of money. So get that pen and paper ready and stay with me to the very end. We're going to go over all this big money, starting with that rent, which is about $5,000, I usually say, 4 to 6 months of rent. But viewers have been disproving me wrong all week, getting $12,000, some viewers, and others $10,000. So you're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, and your state housing authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage assistance because of COVID, utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus, or Mitch's aerobics ensemble. What? He has you mean like an outfit? I don't want that visual. Sir, you have the wrong phone number. You don't click. Did she hang up? Yeah, they will hang up on you. You don't say the right numbers. So don't say stimulus. They don't know that name. And congratulations to Tim and Linda, who got this money recently as well. Well, the next pot of the money is incredible. Lynn Glenn got it. Gail got it. Those two viewers got $5,000, $6,000, and $7,000. What is it for? It is SNAP. And if you've gotten any money from this channel, jump in the live chat right now and say what you got. I don't care if it's $100. I don't care if it's $50. It inspires me and inspires other viewers to say, wait a second, I need to get this money as well. It's money for me. It's money sitting there for me. So jump in the live chat and say what you got. All right, how much money is this? It's a lot. This is for Department of Agriculture, SNAP. What is SNAP? SNAP is money for your food. So reach out to Department of Agriculture and they will pay you money for your food monthly. How much? A lot. A family of four in Hawaii now gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Wow, why are these viewers getting so much money from this? Because of two wonderful executive orders. One from Biden, one from Trump that raise your benefits up 15% nationally for everyone between now and December. So go get it. $16,000 for SNAP for family of four in Hawaii. $5,000 for rent. You're killing it. I'm killing it. You're not killing that dance floor, Mr. Checky. You just don't know how to dance. Yeah, it is not really killing anything. Security. It's just, no, don't call the security on the check. He'll just, tip him with his check. So there you go. And it's time to get some more money. And the big more money is the big money coming from your states. The states are returning a lot of money to viewers across the board. What is this? The federal government has ordered states to return upwards of $5,000, as one viewer got, because of overpayment due to computer error. Whose computer? Not your computer, their computer. So the federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. Where you're going to get it? To the account you had on file with the state's unemployment department that had overpaid you due to computer error. How do you track it? Call up your state and say, hi, state, I want to track where that check is that I'm getting back because of your computer error. And can you track it with a computer that actually works? Yeah. So there you go. And finally, our last pot of money is wonderful. Viewers have been getting big monies about this. And what is it? It is the refund of your money back from IRS. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. Let's go over how much it is, when you can get it, and how to track it. First, how much money is it? It's a lot. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. You paid $5,000 in total taxes, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. You're getting back $4,000. Congratulations. Where? Direct deposit, that was on your tax return, like COD's was. Otherwise, in the mail. When? This month. And can you track it? Yeah. 70% of the time you can track it by going to IRS.gov and set up a username and password. Go in there, do a transcript search, and 70% of the time it will work. You'll be surprised what information it will reveal. It will reveal the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid, the real name of that hair color that Nancy uses. What? And the ingredients of $12 ice cream, and the question as to how old Mitch really is. And then the refund check you're getting back from IRS. Wow. Is there better wonderful news than this? There is. As we go now into your second of your 3 updates of your 4 stimulus starting right now. So as you've seen over the last 24 hours, I've been able to bring viewers up to date as to what happened with the president in the last 24 hours. Some viewers are still new to the information, so let me bring everyone up to date, and I'll also go over what's new for today. Going into Wednesday, there was one path for everything. Notice I use the word path, not bill, because we didn't have a bill yet. One path. The path was reconciliation. In the reconciliation was your stimulus checks. Is your stimulus checks. In the reconciliation is the president's climate and the president's care economy, and also roads and bridges. Wednesday night, Leader Schumer and Nancy Pelosi had a meeting with the president at the Oval Office and said, we have a problem. We don't have enough Democratic senators to pass this massive reconciliation. It's too big. The solution, they said, was to take certain things out of the reconciliation and make it as a spin-off, a separate path. It's sort of like a TV sitcom that has too many cast members, and you say, I think we have too many cast members. It's too large a show. Let's take some of the cast members out and put them in a spin-off. And the president said, yes, we will do that, and we will have 2 paths that will work simultaneously. And that became this. The recon was where we started the week. And then after that meeting on Wednesday night, they said the recon has too much in there. Let's move some of the parts from the recon into the bipartisan bill. Now, as I'm going to say very clearly to you, your week started with your stimulus checks in the recon, and your week's ending with your stimulus checks in the recon. Nothing that concerns the viewers of this channel has been moved. Everything that does not concern you has been moved. So what was moved? Roads and bridges. So unless you own a bridge, you really don't care that something was moved because that's not your stuff. It's sort of like, you're checking in at the airport and they're moving bags. It's like, so long as you don't move my bag, I'm fine. Yeah, they didn't move your bag. They moved other people's bags. And whose other people's bags? Roads and bridges. So let's go over. We started the week with one path, a recon, and they decided to spin off from that recon show the bipartisan stuff. And what's in the bipartisan stuff? Roads and bridges. Roads and bridges. What's in the recon stuff? Everything else. So everything else that was there is still there. Again, let's go over this one more time. We started the week with just recon, but then they decided to spin off some of the stuff and take out of recon some stuff, roads and bridges, put it into bipartisan. So two paths, recon, everything else, and bipartisan, roads and bridges. Here you go again. Bipartisan is roads and bridges, and the recon is everything else. Your stimulus checks, the president's climate, the president's cares economy. Do we have any bills? We don't have bills yet, but there will be eventually 3 bills. Recon procedural bill, recon substantive bill, recon partisan bill. And there you go. Why is this wonderful news? It's wonderful news because suddenly everything that was very progressive policies are still where they are, where we started the week, in the recon. But now almost in a way protected with a block fort, like we're in the Middle Ages, because they're protected in there away from everything that they didn't really want to be involved with. Roads and bridges. Roads and bridges are over there, and everything that is very progressive is in here. It was a week ago tonight that I started reading you these quotes, and you know which quotes they are. The one from Jalapal, the one from Schatz, and the one from the president, which basically said the following. The president had told Jalapal, and Jalapal told press a week ago today, that the president in the recon had 2 provisions he was going to go to the mat for. Otherwise, he was going to veto if they were not in there. He wanted a progressive policy of climate. He wanted his own progressive policy of climate and his own progressive policy of cares economy, which refers to seniors and medicine. To which Jalapal had said, I have your back. We are keeping it in recon. I'm protecting it, and we're going to get it to the finish line, Mr. President. I'm protecting your progressive policies as head of the progressive caucus in the House. He loved it. He said, thank you, Jalapal. And I have your back to ensure that all your progressive policies stay in that recon. And what are the House progressive policies? Stimulus checks. You see why tonight it's actually better than how the week started. Because suddenly everything that was not progressive is gone and away over in that bipartisan agreement. Again, the recon consists of the progressive policy of stimulus checks, the progressive policies of climate, the progressive policies of the cares economy. And over in the bipartisan thing is the stuff that don't really concern the viewers of this channel, roads and bridges, that doesn't concern anything. In fact, broadcast media was referring to this as the social reform legislation and the welfare reform legislation. In fact, tonight, it's so exciting that a lot of the progressives are now explaining to us better that there's even more checks in the recon than we had initially thought. We're hearing from the types of people like Richard Neal and others that are now saying that in addition, notice how I'm saying very clearly, in addition to everything I have been reporting, they're also trying to put lifetime checks for children into the recon part. There's a lot of money and more money in the recon. So trust me, this is not just one check or one item. They're piling stuff, progressive items into the recon. This is quite wonderful. How did we get to this spot? We got to this spot from Jalapal. Just whether it's that comment there or this comment there. I mean, just everything is Jalapal. That's what I tell her. She's going to be at Speaker of the House. It's a finality. She's doing great stuff. So Jalapal wrote Schumer a letter about 2 weeks ago, said, Chuck, call the vote in the recon. That letter was co-signed by 12 House Democrats, who are part of the 100-plus House Democrats in the House, who had written the president letters a week earlier saying we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Wow, now that's wonderful news. Can we top that? We can top that. As 7 House Democrats wrote about a week ago, a letter to the president. And this letter is important. I'm going to bring it up later in this video, so pay attention to this letter. 7 House Subcommittee Democrats writing the president a letter saying, we wrote the first stimulus check, and we're going to be writing 4 stimulus checks in the 4th stimulus package monthly for you as well. Wow. They wrote the first stimulus check. They wrote the second stimulus check. They wrote the third stimulus check earlier this year. And now they claim they're currently writing 4 stimulus checks monthly in the 4th stimulus package. And they're writing 5th stimulus checks later this year. Wow, that's wonderful news. I'm going to come back to them later in this video. Can we top that? We can top that. As Biden does it, the president of the United States, 2 weeks ago to tomorrow, anchored for stimulus recon to the finish line by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate in the United States under its provision, but getting foreign countries to raise their minimum rate as well. Let me go over what happens on this issue. And sure enough, I'm going to go back to that graphic. The president's paying for his recon. Remember, the recon path. The president's paying for his recon path by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. Not the bipartisan path, the recon path. And how's he doing that? Raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. But he had said at the time, I'm worried about raising U.S. corporate taxes because businesses may go overseas where the rates are lower. So he reached out to those countries overseas and said, hey, can we raise the rates? And they said, yeah, I'll see you around Christmas. To which he reached out to staff and said, do you have the recipe for Jill's potpourri? We got to bring some and meet them around the holidays and get them to sign on the dotted line. But then the president had a brilliant idea. Meet them now and have them sign on the dotted line, to which he did 2 weeks ago. And that anchored for stimulus recon to the finish line, to the edge of the finish line, because now the provisions about international taxes are no longer needed. They're covered into the international agreement. Wow. Now that is wonderful news. Can we top that news? We can, with the third part of your 4th stimulus check update in this recording, which is coming up after the commercial break, in which I show you the voting process, now inverted, with a new start and a new finish line. They can still send out stimulus checks, and you can still get them in the month of July. I'll go over all the details of that. And then we turn to 5th stimulus, which has a 5th stimulus check next year, 2022, but raises your benefits up lifetime. Boy, it's all wonderful on this evening's LALATE. Can we get more wonderful than this? Yes, the volunteers. If you need help with rent, utilities, or SNAP, or internet, reach out to the volunteers. You see how the importance is of this channel. My focus is getting you $5, $10, $15, $20,000 of money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, so you get your bills paid. We aren't tracking checks on this channel. We're cashing checks. And if you have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in your hand, you don't care what it's called, so long as you got it in your hand. So consider reaching out to the volunteers. They're on the community page. How do you find the community page? Open the description of this video. You'll see an emoji of a house. Click on the emoji. You'll send you over, click on the link. It'll send you over to news.la.com/community. The volunteers are there with a picture of some kitty cats. They're not the volunteers. They're just kitty cats. Lower on the page of the volunteers. Now, they cannot give you recipes for Nancy's $12 ice cream. They cannot give you directions to the casino. They cannot tell you where Sirloin is. I don't even know where he is. They can certainly give you help getting rent, and they can certainly help you getting rent, utilities, mortgage, and SNAP. And here's a little bit about them. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LALATE. I'm so excited, I'm muffling my words. It's a big night, a Friday night, and boy, exciting details still coming up in the second half of this video about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. We'll be going over the rounding times, the voting process, very different that you're going to learn tonight, and also the exciting details about fifth stimulus. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Fastest growing YouTube channel there is. With 400,000 subscribers in 1 year, next stop, 1 million. Closing on 410,000. So let's get to 410,000 maybe by the end of the night. Also, like this video. Every like helps and delivers a beautiful piñata. I don't know. And consider becoming a member. All right, let's get all to the details. Meantime, stay on this video. It'll automatically take you to overnight's crypto as soon as this video is over within 6 seconds. Last night it didn't work, but tonight I think it should work. So it automatically take you to overnight's crypto, which starts right after this video is over. All right, fifth stimulus has so much breaking news. First, there will be a fifth stimulus check. The Democrats will be giving you a fifth stimulus check, which will go out in 2022, that probably January 2022. That'll go to a final vote about November, December this year, maybe October. I think it's more November. And the legislative drafting will start in September. Second, the president has dedicated $1 billion to Social Security Administration to ensure your benefits are paid on time going forward. This is fourth stimulus, fifth stimulus, and also your benefits checks. And finally, the Department of Labor. Yes, the Department of Labor today released new numbers. It was just about the same thing. It basically said inflation is red hot. What did the weeks show us? It showed us that Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, got it all right. He said that December will be the highest spot of the inflationary rise of this year. This is wonderful news because of all the three things you want to have in that SSI reform. There are 3 steps that you need. 1, that they pass the bill. 2, that we reach that peak in December. And 3, that the number of inflation is really high. Jay Powell has now confirmed that that peak hits in December. And let's go over the items that are in that fifth stimulus so you understand how this is such wonderful news. First, they're going to raise your benefits, then remove the asset limits, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the marriage penalty, and remove the income exclusion. Let's go over how this calculates in view of today's breaking news. So first, they're going to raise your benefits up lifetime. This is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, multiple benefits, or Calcino benefits. What? And then they're going to apply the benchmark. Now, you know what the benchmark is. It's inflation. And you know what applying the benchmark means. Then in December, they apply the benchmark to determine whether to lift your benefits next year. Pretty easy. Well, you know that your benefits will lift because you know that inflation is going to be a positive number. It's going to at least be 1% later this year. But you also know that inflation will be now higher than it is right now. Well, the collective news this week, whether it's Jay Powell, the CPI, the PPI, or the labor numbers this morning, all now say that inflation will reach its peak in December when they apply your benefits benchmark. How high? Well, Wall Street analysts are still saying about 10%, growing from where we are about now, 4%. This is huge. Let's go over how this calculates. It would raise your benefits up, let's say, for example, 10%, but not just next year. Lifetime, because once your benefits step up, they never step down. So if the year after that the inflation rate is only 1%, then your benefits will be at +1, plus 10%. It's wonderful, wonderful news. Next, they're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. Now you'll be able to have some stimulus checks and some tacos in their hand. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. Now you'll be able to work if you wish and stay on benefits. And finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty, which is a horrible rule, penalizes you if you have benefits while getting married and prevents you from getting married for fear of loss of benefits. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will no longer fear the marriage penalty and will be able to get married. And love is going to win. And there you go. You have won as well, but you can win even more. If you want that big money that you're hearing from viewers on this channel, $5,000, $10,000, $12,000, $6,000, $4,000, $2,000, Get it right now by consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat in the pinned comments. Members are delivered daily from me a breakdown of all the big monies in third stimulus so that they learn what money is available for you. Remember, we're not tracking checks on this channel, we're cashing checks. And while stimulus check may look nice, there's a lot more money in that third stimulus than that $1,400. And that's where viewers are getting delivered to them daily from me. A breakdown of all the monies in third stimulus, fourth stimulus, and fifth stimulus from the community page, written to me daily. So consider becoming a member and click that link at the top of the chat and pinned comment. All right, let's get to the third and final big finale update about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 in this recording. Well, you have learned throughout this recording and the last 24 hours that the recon has now been given a spinoff, and the spinoff is the bipartisan. You have learned that the recon will have everything that originally had in there, with the exception of roads and bridges, which is now spun off in a bipartisan bill. Everything that concerns you is still in the recon, like checks, the climate, the CARES economy, the Democrats represent, and that everything that doesn't concern you, like roads and bridges, are in the bipartisan. So how are they getting the voting done for these two paths? This is what's new, which we're learning from the White House, and more about this today. And I expect a lot more talk about this over the weekend. There is a change of the start, and there's a change of the end, meaning how they're going to vote on it. You can still get your stimulus checks in the month of July for the month of July. So let's go over how they're going to start this differently. A bill usually starts in the House, then goes to the Senate, is signed by the president. If you're on this channel for first stimulus, second stimulus, or third stimulus, you saw it start in the House and go to the Senate. This one will go the opposite direction. Why? Because they want to ensure themselves that they have enough senatorial votes. Start in the Senate, off to the House, and then to the president. So that causes a question, not a concern, not a worry, but a question. Who will be the leader on the subcommittees? Third stimulus went by recon. This is going by recon as well, the recon path. Will it start in the House subcommittees, like I've been detailing over the last 2 weeks, as it was supposed to start up to Wednesday, with the senators watching in the Senate subcommittee, or will it start in the Senate subcommittees with the House subcommittees watching in? It's important to think about it, but I ultimately think it makes no difference. Why? Leader Schumer, when he did third stimulus recon, had subcommittees working hand in hand. House subcommittees and his Senate subcommittees worked hand in hand because they're both Democrats. They both had the same ideals, rather than having one work in a vacuum and then 2 weeks later someone working different. So he had them work hand in hand. Ultimately, the final product came out of a House subcommittee, which you heard no less than, what was it, 2 days ago for me telling you the House subcommittee would vote on it in step 5. Now it would come out of the Senate subcommittee, presumably, and they would vote on it. But the work product, what goes into it, would likely be the same. So early in this video, you saw me say there's an important letter. I'm going to bring it up later in this video. That is that House subcommittee that has written the president saying we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. You need to understand that the Senate subcommittee agrees with them. They don't disagree with them. So there's no worry about that. But who is actually writing it up? They may be likely just writing it together. They're never going to tell us. So they may still have the House subcommittee taking the lead and the Senate is working with the pen in the same room, or one may be typing the other, but they're still working hand in hand. No worry about that. The next question is, how do they finish it? Well, here's what you need to know, is that the legislators clearly don't have a really good sense of how they're going to finish it. And you're going to see sort of strange, murky words, because what they're saying at the moment is that the two will be voted on together at the same, two will be voted on at the same time, and that the voting will end with them two being signed into law at the same time. Basically saying the following: the Senate comes in the room and they approach the senator, say, hey, I got a recon in this hand and I got the bipartisan in this hand. Do you say yes for both? Yeah, I say yes for both. Okay, next senator. So one at a time, both bills. Then it passes the Senate off to the House. Do you agree with this one? Yeah. And you also agree with this one? Yeah. Then it lands on the president's White House table, and then he has the opportunity to sign one at one with one pen and one with another pen. And there you go. Not particularly difficult. I think you, as a viewer, have done an exceptional job, and I'm not surprised. Over the last year, I've seen that the viewers of this channel are absolutely very sophisticated, very smart, learn very quickly. You really understand things very quickly when explained simply. Of course, graphics and imagery also helps make things clear for you. But I fully expect that not you, but people who don't want to take the time to hear what something is will ultimately, at the water cooler or on the front porch this weekend, hear just a little bit of what they heard this week and think of something other than what happened and ready to debate you. So here is my Oscar-winning performance of what I think the fake narrative will say in the next few days, if not a week or so. I saw the president on the front porch. I saw the president at the White House, and there was only talking about the bipartisan agreement. There was no recon people there. Yeah, sir, there's two paths, the recon and the bipartisan. He didn't talk about recon. Yeah, he did, just not in the front of the building when he was standing at the White House. No, he's only talking about roads and bridges. He's only talking about, no, he's also talking about progressive policies in the forced stimulus, in the recon part. I didn't hear that. Well, you're just not listening. No, I only saw roads and bridges. Well, no, sir, there's two paths. Two paths? Why would there be two paths? You don't need two paths. Yeah, you do. For this thing, you do need two paths. I know which path is which. And yeah, go watch LALATE. So, thank you for your Oscar nomination for that performance. I just sort of sense that's what's going to happen because if people don't really want to hear the complete story, it's very easy to get confused by this one. This is a confusing story if you don't want to take the time to learn what it is. And so, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. No, I heard it's just two bears. No, it's three bears, sir. Well, yeah. So there you go. Finally, doing the Purple Power push. Wow. On Noontime LA, there was a great viewer. WR on Noontime LA. Now, I praised him on air. If you watch the video in the live chat, he said, I called up Senator Coons. If you know who Senator Coons is, Democrat out of Delaware. So he's Joe Biden's old friend. Called up his office and said, I really want to express my opinion of why you need to be doing multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. And the secretary indicated to him that Senator Coons is working on multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. There you go. Love it. Love it. Calling up staffs are great. These are nice people. These are people who have been handpicked to be in these staffs of these senators' offices. They're not mean people. They are wonderful people. So call up those Democratic senators, be professional, respectful, say, we need stimulus checks. Prepare why you're going to say it when you call them up ahead of time. Not just that you need it, but that why you need it. And express your opinion. Also social media. Should we change the Purple Power push? No, but you understand that we're starting in the Senate. So you want the Senate to get it right. So I would absolutely really focus on those Democratic senators and progressive senators, like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. And also stay with your progressives in the House, your progressive caucus, your Jalopal, and your progressive chairs and vice chairs. And with that, thank you for joining me on this big extended Evenings LA broadcast. I'm next back with you with Overnight's Crypto, which will start right after this video is over. So stay on this video. You don't have to do anything. You can just, do, things with the lights. And the video will take you automatically in 7 seconds into Overnight's Crypto. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Recognize what you're part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Also, like this video. Every like helps. Let's do 3,000 likes on this video. It also delivers pinatas. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and have a beautiful evening. And see you on Overnight's Crypto coming up right now.